How does it work? Let's look into some technical details of the architecture. The Ultimate Edition of the database server must be installed on one of the 4 supported 64-bit operating systems. The system can be an OLTP system, a pure data warehouse system, or a mixture of both. The accelerator must be installed on a 64-bit Linux operating system connected via TCP/IP to the database system. In case of the database server also being on a 64-bit operating system, both the database server and the accelerator can be on the same machine. A graphical user interface tool, included with the accelerator, can be installed on a Linux or Windows operating system. The tool is used to configure and administer the accelerator, nevertheless, it only needs to connect to the database server. The database server will connect to the accelerator on behalf of the graphical user interface tool for all the administration tasks involving the data marts. These tasks are mainly creating data marts, loading them with the data, and eventually dropping data marts. When loading the data into a data mart, the graphical user interface tool only triggers the procedure. The data itself is transferred as a snapshot directly from the database server to the accelerator. The accelerator processes and compresses the data before putting it into the memory. As soon as the data load has completed, the data mart is ready for accelerating queries. At this point, no further administration is needed. An application can already profit from the acceleration.
Application 1 connects to the database server as usual and issues an analytical query. The query is analyzed by the optimizer of the database server. The optimizer recognizes that the query can be accelerated. It sends the query to the accelerator for execution and receives the query result, which in turn is sent to the client application. The application will experience a fast query response time, but otherwise it is not aware of the involvement of the accelerator. This remains completely transparent to the application.
In a mixed workload scenario, a second application connects to the database server. This is Application 2 with the green color. Application 2 issues an OLTP query as it is a pure OLTP application. As for all connections to the database server, the query is analyzed by the optimizer. The optimizer recognizes that this is an OLTP query and therefore the database server executes the query locally. The data is retrieved from the database residing on the local disk and the result is sent back to Application 2.
Mixed workload does not only mean that the workload is mixed between pure OLTP applications and pure OLAP applications. Here we see that Application 1 is now also issuing an OLTP query, naturally through its existing connection to the database server. As before, the query is analyzed by the optimizer, which finds that this is an OLTP query, hence it is executed locally by the database server. The data is retrieved from the local database disk, and the result is sent back to Application 1. Both applications remain absolutely unaware of the existence of the accelerator and the fact that OLAP queries are not executed locally by the database server. The only difference noticeable by an application is that results can arrive much faster than perhaps expected, due to the exceptional performance with the accelerator. For simplicity, the administration of the accelerator and the data marts is kept to an absolute minimum, and all this is completely transparent to the applications.
With the new release of 1170 just now available, you can test the accelerator yourself. Download the time-limited Ultimate Warehouse Edition software of the database server and the accelerator. Take the opportunity to experience unprecedented performance gains and subsequently turn them into great advantage for your own business.